In the cutthroat world of finance and credit card giants, a battle for dominance has raged on for decades. Two behemoths, Visa and MasterCard, have long held the reins, shaping the landscape of consumer payments and financial services. But behind the scenes, a quiet revolution was brewing, led by an underdog determined to challenge the status quo. American Express, once considered a niche player in the credit card industry, had its sights set on something grander. Armed with a blend of innovation, foresight, and sheer determination, they embarked on a journey to outsmart their formidable competitors. This is the story of their audacious tactics that not only changed the game but left the financial world astounded. This video delves into the strategic maneuvers, ingenious partnerships, and bold decisions that propelled American Express from underdog to trailblazer. It is a tale of relentless ambition, fueled by the conviction that there was a better way to revolutionize the credit card industry. In this discovery, you will uncover the cloak and dagger maneuvers employed by American Express as they masterfully navigated the intricate web of financial institutions and global networks. But this is not merely a story of rivalry. It is a testament to the power of innovation, the resilience of a company willing to take risks, and the profound impact a single entity can have on an entire industry. American Express challenged the status quo, forcing Visa and MasterCard to question their long-standing dominance and adapt to a rapidly changing world. Join us on this intriguing journey as we explore the remarkable strategies, the audacious maneuvers, and the sheer audacity that propelled American Express to the forefront of the financial world. Let's rewind and check out Amex's humble beginning. Believe it or not, they weren't always the big-shot players we know today. In fact, they weren't even in the financial game to begin with. Back in the day, they were all about shipping stuff. It all kicked off on March 18th, 1850, when three dudes named Henry Wells, William Fargo, and John Butterfield teamed up. Their main gig was shipping goods between the Big Apple and Buffalo, with a few side routes in the Midwest. It was a sweet regional business, but Henry and William wanted more. They had their eyes on California during the gold rush, but the rest of the board was like, nah, not interested. But did that stop these go-getters? Heck no. In 1852, they said, screw it, and started their own express and financial services biz in California. Guess what? That biz turned out to be Wells Fargo. Duh. Missed opportunity, Amex. But hey, things were still looking pretty good for Amex. They hopped into the money order game and kept their monopoly game strong until 1866. That's when Merchants Union Express Company came waltzing in, ready to duke it out for dominance. After a couple of years of fierce competition, they decided to bury the hatchet in 1868. They merged their powers and became the mouthful of a name, American Merchants Union Express Company. Thank goodness they wisened up and switched back to good old American Express in 1873. Phew, that whole ordeal taught Amex an important lesson about the need to diversify. So in the following decades, they started exploring new paths. They were on their way to becoming the big shots we know today. In today's world, exclusivity defines American Express. Amex, as their business model, stands out from the rest of the credit card industry. Unlike those other credit card companies that make their dough from sucking every penny out of folks with high interest rates, Amex does things differently. They only dish out cards to the creme de la creme of credit. Those fine individuals who don't carry balances like it's nobody's business. So, Amex offers these fancy charge cards, like the Green Card, Gold Card, Platinum Card, and Centurion Card. You know what's special about them? You gotta pay the whole darn balance each month. No room for carrying that baggage around. Sure, they've loosened up a bit lately and allowed some partial balance carryover, but that ain't their main jam. You might think that Amex rakes in the big bucks from annual fees, because their cards often come with a hefty price tag. And yeah, those fees bring in some cash, but they're not the main reason Amex is rolling in dough. You see, they spend a boatload of cash on offering those fancy perks, like VIP access to high-profile events and lounging in swanky airport spots. Now, why on earth would Amex invest so much in what seems like a zero-sum or even a money-losing game? Well, guys, it's all about the relationship. Amex sees you, the cardholder, as their partner in crime, and they'll go above and beyond to keep you smiling from ear to ear. But here's the kicker. Amex's bread and butter lies in those fat fees they charge the merchants, while Visa and MasterCard settle for a 1.25% to 2.5% cut per transaction. Amex ain't satisfied with anything less than 1.5% to 3.5%. You might think, hey, that's just a small difference, but hold your horses. That extra 1% on every transaction adds up real fast. And guess what? Merchants might grumble. But they can't ignore Amex, because all them big spenders love it. That's why nearly every single merchant accepting credit cards in the good old United States of America also accepts American Express. So while Visa and MasterCard are busy pushing folks to spend more and rack up those interest charges, Amex is joining forces with customers to make merchants bend over backward and accept those higher transaction fees. And let me tell you, their approach is working like a charm. Amex's business model thrives on this special dance between cardholders, merchants, and the company itself. By charging those fat fees to merchants and spoiling cardholders with exclusive perks, Amex has carved out a sweet spot in the wild world of credit cards. Strategic partnerships have been a total game changer for American Express. These bad boys have helped them grow like crazy and become super successful. How? Well, by teaming up with merchants, airlines, and other businesses, Amex has been able to offer some seriously awesome perks to their cardholders. Let's start with the merchants. Amex has built some killer relationships with all sorts of retailers, restaurants, and service providers. And guess what? That means Amex cardholders get some exclusive goodies. We're talking special discounts, cashback offers, and access to those limited time promotions. So when you whip out your American Express card to make a purchase, you're getting some extra bang for your buck. And hey, the merchants benefit too. They get more loyal customers and a shot at attracting big spenders. It's a sweet deal for everyone involved. But wait, it gets even better when we talk about airlines. Amex has gone all out and formed some strategic alliances that have taken the travel experience to a whole new level. When you fly with Amex's airline partners, you get treated like royalty. Think exclusive access to airport lounges, priority boarding, and even free upgrades. Now that's what I call fancy. And you know what? The airlines love it too. They get more exposure for their brand and tons of loyal customers who are more likely to choose them for their travel needs. It's a match made in heaven. But hold on, the partnerships don't stop there. American Express has teamed up with all sorts of businesses to give their cardholders some seriously unique perks. We're talking exclusive access to epic events like concerts, sports games, and theater performances. Can you imagine? Being a part of those unforgettable experiences thanks to your Amex card. It's like they're creating magical moments for their cardholders and making them fall in love with the brand even more. The magic of these partnerships is that everyone benefits. Amex taps into the networks, know-how, and resources of their partners to up their game and stand out from the competition. Cardholders get treated like VIPs with a bunch of awesome privileges, making them even more loyal to the Amex brand. And let's not forget about the merchants, airlines, and other businesses involved. They get access to a coveted customer base, which means more customers and more moolah for them. It's a win-win-win. American Express, Amex, had been contemplating the idea of launching a credit card as early as 1946. But it wasn't until the Diners Club card came along and crushed it that Amex was like, all right, let's get in on this credit card action. So, in late 1957, they dropped a bombshell and announced that they were jumping into the credit card market. Right from the get-go, Amex had their sights set on the fancy pants crowd. They wanted those big spenders, you know. To set themselves apart, they decided to charge a $6 annual fee, which was a whole dollar more than what Diners Club was charging. They figured that by bumping up the price a little, they'd make their card even more exclusive and desirable. And boy, were they right. The demand for their card shot through the roof. By the time October 1958 rolled around, and they officially launched, Amex had already dished out a whopping 250,000 cards. At first, these cards were printed on good old paper, but then in 1959, they went all out and introduced plastic cards with embossed numbers. Talk about fancy. It was like the talk of the town, just like those sleek metal cards that people go crazy over nowadays. Continuing with their whole exclusive vibe, Amex dropped the gold card in 1966 and the platinum card in 1984. The platinum card was like the holy grail of credit cards and was only offered to the highest spenders with pristine payment histories. It was super hard to qualify for, but if you made the cut, you had to shell out a cool $250 every year. And get this, now that fee has skyrocketed to a whopping $695. But to sweeten the deal, Amex introduced their Epic Membership Rewards program in 1991 to lure in customers. That program grew like crazy and became the biggest card-based rewards program in the whole wide world within just a decade. Amex was killing it. Not only were they building this super exclusive image with customers, but they also made exclusive deals with merchants. They were like, if you only accept American Express, we'll give you a break on those merchant fees. And it worked like a charm from 1981 to 1991. But then, in 91, some rebellious merchants were like, nah, we're gonna stick with Visa and MasterCard, thank you very much. So Amex had to switch things up and ditched their exclusivity deals. But hey, they stayed true to their exclusive image and refused to budge on their distinct position in the market. Can't blame them for that, right? When it comes to credit cards, American Express stands out from the crowd, totally different from Visa and MasterCard. Sure, Visa and MasterCard may have more cards floating around, beating Amex by a long shot. But let's dig deeper into the cash flow to get the real story. Visa flaunts a whopping 343 million credit cards chillin' in the United States, and an insane 798 million cards globe-trotting. Likewise, MasterCard boasts 249 million cards in the US and a mind-boggling 725 million abroad, adding up to a crazy 1.14 billion Visa cards and 974 million MasterCard cards worldwide. On the flip side, American Express is rocking a more modest presence with 53.8 million cards in the US and 58.2 million internationally, making a total of just 112 million cards. That means Visa and MasterCard have pumped out about 20 times more cards than Amex. At first glance, this might seem like bad news for American Express. But hold up, let's check out the revenue numbers, and things get interesting. In the past year alone, Visa raked in a whopping $24.1 billion in revenue, and MasterCard scored $17.8 billion. Together, they bagged a hefty $41.9 billion. But guess what? American Express brought in a cool $41 billion all on its own. Crunching the numbers, we see that each Amex customer is worth about $366, while each Visa customer brings in a measly $21, and each MasterCard customer contributes a paltry $18. And that's not all. There's another piece of the puzzle that amplifies the gap. American Express is all about credit cards, while its competitors are busy playing the debit card game. Visa is king with a mind-blowing 2.4 billion debit cards in circulation. And MasterCard ain't far behind with 1.4 billion, so the revenue per card for Visa and MasterCard drops to less than $10 a year. Way lower than the value Amex customers bring to the table. It's crystal clear that big spenders are drawn to American Express, recognizing its superior worth over Visa and MasterCard. In conclusion, the captivating world of financial giants has witnessed an extraordinary battle between American Express and its formidable rivals, Visa and MasterCard. We have seen through this video how American Express has undoubtedly demonstrated its prowess in outsmarting the competition. With innovative strategies and a laser-focused approach, American Express has proven time and again that it is a force to be reckoned with in the credit card industry. Through meticulous planning, leveraging their extensive network, and staying ahead of emerging trends, they have continuously carved a unique path, leaving Visa and MasterCard scrambling to catch up. However, this captivating saga is far from over. As the landscape of the financial industry continues to evolve, new players, technologies, and challenges will emerge. Speculation abounds on how American Express will adapt and further strengthen its position, as well as how Visa and MasterCard will respond to reclaim their dominance. Will American Express continue to unveil groundbreaking innovations? Will Visa and MasterCard devise ingenious counter-strategies to regain their footing? Only time will reveal the answers to these intriguing questions. In the meantime, if you found this exploration into the world of credit card warfare fascinating, don't miss out on future updates and insights. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay informed about the latest developments in the financial industry. Until next time, bye.